What's going on, slot car friends? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This is MP Slot Car Space. I'm Massimo, and tonight we're going to finish off this car right here. This one, this beautiful Alfa Romeo from Slot.It. We're finally going to chip it with this chip from SLOTTECHNIK. We're going to get it chipped, go through the package, what we get with it, install it into the car so I can finally run it on my track and see what this thing has got. So, enough of me blabbing, let's get into it. Okay, so before we get crazy into the soldering of this car, I want to give a quick shout out to a few people on my YouTube that chimed in the comments about this car and Slot.Its in general. As you know, this is the first Slot.It car I've ever owned, and a bunch of you chimed in the comments and let me know, hey, Massimo, you can do this, hey, you can do that, on the tuning or tweaking aspect straight from the box. So thank you all for letting me know that you can easily adjust the rear axles, the front, the motor pod, all that stuff. That's stuff I didn't know, so now I know. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So let's get into this FT SLOTTECHNIK chip that if you were to order one, what you would get in this kit. So let's open up the bag and I'll show you exactly what comes in here. This is everything here that you'd get in the kit. To start off with the instructions, they are in German and English, and I'm sure this QR code there will take you somewhere with some more instructions. So it basically goes through everything. That it's going to have all the controls that a stock car, digital car would have out of the box. It's going to be able to use all of the digital features. And let's take a look at the chip itself. So it's pretty straightforward. These go to the braids, these go to the motor, and here's your decoder, IR, whatever decoder. And there's a little cap here that you can put on top as like a sleeve for when you mount it onto the car. And these are for if you want to add lights to the car. So top one here, as you can see, this would be the front lights, rear lights, and third brake light, or if you want to get fancy and put a light in like the tailpipe of your car so it looks like it's shooting flames or something along those lines. I ain't there yet, so I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to stick with the basics and just try getting this car to run on my track. So I'm going to get to show you my amazing soldering gun I have from probably the 70s. So let's get into the soldering aspect of this video right now. So the first thing I did was put that sleeve or holder, whatever you want to call it, that came in the kit into the hole that's supplied by Slot.It in the chassis. And it actually fit in nice and snug. It took some finesse to push it in, but it popped in. It's not going anywhere. It's nice and tight. So we're off to an excellent start. Now the IR decoder will go right in the hole there. And it's already, I can feel that it's not going anywhere, but I'm going to probably put a dab of super glue after we test the car and everything, just to make sure it doesn't pop out. So that's done. The easy part is done. We're off to a great start, guys. Now the fun part, the soldering. So we'll start off with the braids, and the red wire goes to the driver's side of the braid like that, and the black wire will go to the passenger side. So I'm going to cut these back a little bit. I'm going to leave myself some extra room in case. It's good to have extra than less. So I'm going to do that and we'll come back. Okay, so I cut my wires to a length where I'm comfortable. I have enough slack for when I attach them. So we're good there. Now it's going to be time to get into the soldering aspect. And for those of you who didn't believe me when I said it's from the 1970s, there it is. 1979. Frank's welder. Thanks, Dad. And this is the welder itself, or solderer, or whatever you want to call it, soldering gun. It's an actual gun. So yeah. Awesome, it works, I mean, so whatever, we'll go with it. And I also have some heat shrink here that I'm going to put to cover up my disaster of a weld, and also so the wires don't touch and short out the car and or track. So let's weld it. So I forgot to mention earlier, figure out where you want to situate your chip before starting. I already knew that I want to mount mine here with some two-way tape, so then you can accordingly cut your wires back to where you want them. I've seen some people mount them onto the bottom of the body, which is another possibility, but I'm gonna stick mine right here. So what I have left to do now is I gotta cut back these wires here, solder them to the motor, and in this case the purple goes to the passenger side, gray to the driver's side. I soldered the front wires here. Again, not perfect, but it's gonna hold. I'm happy with it. Just gotta put the shrink tube over it to protect them, and the braids are done. So before I continue, I just want to show the 2A tape I'm using. It's just some standard 3M tape that you can find at your local hardware store. Put a piece on the bottom of the chip here, cut it to size. So I'm going to stick it on right now to the chassis before I continue. Perfect. So now I'm going to stick it here. This way actually. Confused myself. Put it on here and snug her down. There it is. It's not going anywhere. So this is all done here. Braid has enough room to turn. These have been heat shrinked. So this is all good to go in the front here. I'm gonna put, like I said, the IR, decoder, doohickey in here. Soldered the last piece here. All I have left to do is heat shrink it and we're good to go. I tucked away everything else as neatly as I could. I'll do the same on this side. I also put a dab of Gorilla Glue on the sleeve. I popped up the sleeve, put a dab, pushed it back in. Same with the IR here. Put a dab of super glue, pushed it in, and I aimed to have it pretty flush to the sleeve here, just a little bit inside so it doesn't rub up against the track. There's the 2A tape there. I might put a piece of electrical tape here just to protect that. And yeah, we're pretty much good to go. So let me heat shrink this, bring it to the track, and hopefully she works. Alright, so she's all done. It's pretty neat by my standards inside there. I'm happy with it. So no word of a lie, I haven't tried it yet. I'm praying it works. So right now let's turn on the track, put it on, and hope that it doesn't fly in reverse. Let's do that right now. Wish me luck. So far so good. It's a good start. I guess now we'll try coating the car and see if she actually drives. Let me grab my controller. And let's try coating this thing. Okay, let's give the coating a try. Oh, it works. Okay, so I'm pretty happy right now. She works. Someone like me that sucks at soldering got it to work. I mean, my soldering has gotten better, so I'm not gonna say I'm terrible, but as you saw, I'm not the best. But I was able to do it, so I think anyone with minor soldering skills can do this. So let me throw the body back onto the car, and let's run some laps. So another tip that I got in my last video in the comments was to keep these screws backed out a little bit to get some body roll. So I made sure to do that. Other than that, she's all set for the track. I just have to upload the information onto my Smart Race app. We can send it around the track and see what we can do. Okay, before I set some lap times, I want to send the car around the track and make sure all the lane changers are registering. Once that's done, we'll set it for 10 laps and send her. Okay, everything seems good. Okay, let's see what this thing's got.
few moments later.
So just like that, a new king of the track, a new lap record. We set 5.5 with this car. The previous lap record was held by the Porsche Pink Pig, which did a 5.7. So 5.5 on my first run. Very impressed. Can I eke out a little bit more time? I'm sure I always can. But for my first 10 laps, very impressed. This car was a rocket. You can feel it's a lightweight car by just driving it. She just goes. And I have to say, that Porsche's lap time was set with urethane tires. These are stock Slot.It tires. I have to say, I'm very impressed with these tires. They're very grippy. The car does have the magnet in it that came from factory. I want to run the car as is out of the box. I will remove the magnet in another video to see what lap times I can do. I'm gonna do like a massive video with all cars I've reviewed before that haven't lapped yet. I'm just gonna do a quick cut of every car running and doing lap times eventually. And I'll do a lot of non-magnet running as well. So very happy with this car. No negatives other than the chip install. The sleeve here is kind of rubbing up against the track. You can hear it. It scrapes every so often. Other than that, very happy with how the chip install went, how it's performing. It's flawless. All the features work. The brake features, the throttle features, the lane changers, everything works. So the car, 2 thumbs up. Let me put it somewhere where you can see it rotating. The chip, 2 thumbs up. And yeah, I'm very happy with the car. No negatives. Good job, Slot.It. So that's going to wrap up the video here. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers at the time of this video. Once we do that, I will be doing my first giveaway. It will be a slot car, so stay tuned for more information on that. I'll be posting stuff on Instagram about it, so be sure to follow me on Instagram. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. This has been MP Slot Car Space. I'm still Massimo. Remember to stay humble, stay safe out there, enjoy the hobby, and I will catch you very soon. Ciao. Off. Off. Why won't you turn off?